Hey guys, welcome to another episode of This Is Our Snipe. This time I'm going to be covering the tactics I use as an harassment and sabotaging unit on Capture the Flag. Now, Capture the Flag is a completely different mode from everything else. Why? Because you can walk right into the enemy base without having that 10-second counter. Now, this means that you can either sabotage their equipment, steal their vehicles, and be at their spawn, killing them, making sure that they don't focus on the flag itself, allowing your team, the rest of your team, to actually capture the flag and go away and take it to your base. Now, basically, the most basic tactic I'm using here is to drive at the beginning of the round, pick up a fast vehicle such as a dirt bike, drive all the way using the flanks to avoid enemy contact, and especially those nasty javelins, and somewhere around their flag place a spawn beacon so that you can safely have a spawn there. And above all, guys, don't stay close to your spawn beacon, move away from your spawn beacon. That's only a fail-safe device. If everything goes wrong, you can spawn there and try again. Now, if you're doing anything wrong close to your spawn beacon, you die and your spawn beacon will most likely get destroyed right after. So move away from it. It's really important. So now let's move on to the gameplay itself. Okay, so as I said, I drove the bike to that specific place and I placed a spawn beacon there, picked up my bike and drove away from that specific place. Why? Because when you place a spawn beacon in a specific location, you don't want to draw attention there, okay? You want to get away from it so that no one actually sees it. Now, what I did was, after I placed the spawn beacon, I did a little bit of reconnaissance with my MAV, saw where the enemy was, took them out, captured the flag and ran away. Now, everything was perfect. The problem was that I didn't have anyone to support me, but I kept on doing it. I used the MAV, destroyed the enemy equipment, I destroyed that claymore over there. Bear in mind, MAVs cannot destroy mines nor C4, but they can destroy other equipment such as claymores. Now, the claymore exploded and the splash damage of the claymore destroyed all the mines around the flag. So, yeah. Then I killed the guys that I was spotting with the minimap. Again, I took the flag and drove off. The only problem is that most of the time when you play a Capture the Flag game on a Capture the Flag map, both teams are going to be either highly focused on the defense or highly focused on the attack. In my team's case, they were highly focused on defense. So basically, I had no one to support me, and eventually I got killed and they recovered their flag. But nonetheless, I kept on trying because even if I went to the defense of my flag, it would be useless. Everyone was there. So again, I'm using the assets at my disposal to really, harass the enemy at their main base. I'm destroying their equipment, MAVs, spawn beacons, claymores, mines. I'm taking the flag and moving away, hoping that... Don't get fooled, guys. I know I'm gonna die. I know that I don't stand a chance here, especially because I'm on foot. I'm not on any kind of vehicle, so I'm an easy target. I know I'm gonna get killed, but my goal here is to take the flag away from their base, away from their main defenses, and place the flag, drop the flag on a place that it's more accessible for my team. The problem is, again, everyone was focusing on the defense. Now, I kept on doing the same thing because I knew that it would eventually work. The problem was that when I joined the game, it was really late already. There wasn't much time, and the enemy team was already winning by 3 flags to 0. So even though I captured their flag 3 times, it wasn't enough for our team to do anything. Now, moving on to the next map, I changed my playstyle a little bit. I again used the dirt bike, use the flank of the map, get behind their flag, and now I'm just destroying their equipment. I'm denying them the ability to be comfortable on their own main base. I destroyed that spawn beacon there. I now destroy an enemy SOFLAM. And bear in mind, while I'm doing this, while I'm destroying the enemies, I'm also automatically spotting any moving enemies to my teammates. So spawn beacons are down, SOFLAMs are down, the enemy is constantly spotted in the minimap. So the thing is, you don't always play with a team that knows how to take advantage of those doors that you're opening with those with that harassment or sabotaging gameplay. Now, this is a mix between harassment and sabotaging. Why? Because I'm sabotaging their defenses by destroying their equipment, and I'm also harassing them at their main base. I want them to know that I'm there, so that they can focus on me and hopefully lose a little focus on the flag itself. and I think it's working as intended. The diversion I'm creating here on the long run actually helped my team to pull through in the field of battle, and started harassing them and battling them right underneath their teeth. So this was really, I think it worked pretty well, even though that I was kind of getting a little depressed, because I was I was probably 5 to 6 minutes hidden in their base without a spawn beacon, only myself, because the spawn beacon does that radio noise that the enemy can easily pick up and understand where you are. So I chose not to put a spawn beacon there. But I was squad hopping, hoping that the guys that were there spawned on me, but no fucks given. Anyway, we eventually won that map on the snow, and that harassment, sabotaging I did, I felt that was really important. Now moving on to the next map, again I picked up a dirt bike, was moving throughout the flanks of the map when I came across the enemies right here. So I destroyed their equipment, the spawn beacon, I killed the sniper, and I killed other 3 guys that were there. I mean, I killed 2 guys, and the other one was eventually picked off because I earned an assist. Now then I moved using the flanks of the map closer to their main base and placed a spawn beacon there, and moved in even closer because I don't want to be near my spawn beacon, because if the enemy detects me, my spawn beacon is right next to me, so they're gonna destroy the spawn beacon. So I might as well just move away from the spawn beacon. It's really important. And then bit by bit, guys, I got closer to their main base with the goal of getting my hands on their chopper. That's right, it was really important that I got a hold of their chopper. Why? You might think this is a cheap tactic, but guys, sabotaging enemy assets such as vehicles, and especially air vehicles, will give your team a huge advantage. Okay, so that's a sacrifice I'm willing to do, to take their chopper, and drove all the way to my main base. Why? Because I don't want to be driving the chopper around, because I went through all the trouble of getting that chopper. It took me literally like 10 minutes to get a hold of it, advancing on the battlefield bit by bit, being cautious, being foxy, just thinking my things through, not letting myself be carried away by the need to kill. I was really patient, and I eventually got the hands on their chopper. Now instead of being on their base trying to kill them with their own chopper, I chose to go away and hide on our base, so that we could keep the chopper for ourselves, thus denying them their advantage, and we eventually won that map. Now moving to this next map, I was not harassing, I was actually killing the enemies, clearing this warehouse in the middle of the map, because there's a lot of action going in these warehouses, and if you do not hold the warehouse, you're done. So I helped my team clear the enemy forces there, and then moved on to the right flank of the map. Again, always using the flanks, guys, because no one is usually expecting you to do that. I picked off some guys here. I noticed that the game has a kill cam. Whenever you kill someone, they're gonna be watching you for like 5 or 6 seconds. So I eventually, even though I killed those guys, I took the spawn beacon elsewhere, because I knew that they would be looking for me, which they were. And then I killed them again, because they were looking for me right there at the previous location that they saw me. But I mean, you gotta be creative. If they know you're there, just be creative, go somewhere else, which was exactly what I did. Meanwhile, guys, this type of gameplay I was doing, I wasn't really using the assets like the spawn beacon or the MAV. I was actually trying to kill them right at their main base, because I mean, time was short, and I was taking advantage that I was actually on an aggressive squad. But right here I died behind cover. I couldn't kill that guy because of suppression. I mean, really frustrating. That's why this game sometimes is really frustrating. You could clearly see that I died behind cover, and that I didn't kill that spray and pray noob because of suppression. But anyway, guys, speaking of the tactic itself, right here again, as I said, I was taking advantage that my squad was really aggressive, and eventually we tied that round. Now when we switched sides, I realized that there was no way we were gonna win this unless I would try, and steal them the enemy chopper. So again, I used the flank, and bit by bit I moved through their main base, and I was really, behind enemy lines here, which is the purpose of playing as a recon. I was destroying their equipment. I destroyed a Soflan and an MAV, denying them the reconnaissance ability, and then I always scout ahead with my MAV. and eventually I managed to steal their chopper, but I fear it was too late in the cycle. I mean, there were still 9 minutes left, but we were losing 4 flags to 0. Our team was not doing a good work on the defensive side, and I was hoping that with 9 minutes left and the enemy team being 1 ally short, so they had no air power, I thought that our team would actually manage to accomplish something, but not a single fuck was given. Even though we had 2 choppers on our side, and I obviously, when I took their chopper, I immediately run towards our main base because I don't want to lose their chopper. I did the sacrifice of camping on our main base for the rest of the round, making sure that the chopper was on our side. And while I was making sure that the chopper was on our side, I was also defending our flag. But even so, guys, even so, our team could not do anything against the other team, because that's just Battlefield. It's a random game, and without voice over IP, there's not much you can do. Now, going back to the railroad map, I wanted to show you guys this. When you're driving your motorcycle, make sure you pay attention to what's going on in the air. I exited I bailed out just in time not to get killed by a javelin, because I saw the javelin coming directly towards us, so I you know, drove off. Anyway, guys, eventually, bit by bit, I managed to sneak through behind the enemy base. But that recon that you saw there, that spawn beacon that you see in the minimap, it was a really bad move from the recon because it totally gave away my position, so I had to move away from there to a safe place. Now my goal here was waiting that the chopper would get eventually destroyed by our teammates, and again, bit by bit, playing patiently, always scouting ahead with my MEV, making sure there's no one there when I move. I managed to steal their chopper, which is a huge thing in this map because it's an attack chopper, not a scout chopper, so it has really good firepower. But guess what, guys? Speaking of playing with retarded teammates, one guy from my squad spawned on the chopper while I was using the TV missile. So he had control of the chopper, and the dumbass drove off to the middle of a firefight, and we eventually got killed because of that. Like, guys, first of all, if you're gonna spawn on a chopper, make sure you spawn as an engineer so that if anything goes wrong, you can repair it, alright? And above all, if you see that you just got on a chopper as a pilot, and the chopper is already mid-air, that means that you're stealing the chopper from someone. The guy simply switched from pilot to the secondary seat so he could use the TV missile. So just, if you actually do that, lower the chopper and just get out of it. It's really bad to steal vehicles from your teammates, especially when they went through the trouble of, you know, robbing them from the enemies, and then you just completely ruined it. Anyway, guys, there's always gonna be dumbasses playing Battlefield 3 and retarded teammates that ruin your gameplay. So we gotta be patient and you know, keep an eye out for that. And it was my mistake, actually. Then after the chopper got destroyed, I switched squads, locked my squad so I would be alone, and then I did the same process. I eventually got their chopper again and stayed behind our base the whole time. Only in the last couple of seconds our team had stolen the enemy flag, so I was just trying to support my teammate, hoping that in like 15 seconds he could actually capture their flag, giving us the victory, but unfortunately we weren't able to do so. Now again, guys, you're not gonna see much action when you're playing as an harassment or sabotaging unit. Your goal here, your role, is to make sure that you deny the enemy the possibility of having surveillance over your team and knowing where your teammates are, or having equipment defending their flag. Simply giving a good spawn location to your squad mates so that they can attack the flag faster than normal is actually is already a huge boost. So use that to your advantage. But above all, you gotta resist the urge to kill someone. Sometimes you really gotta be sneaky. There's 3 guys with their backs turned against you. Okay, cool. You could easily take them down, but guess what? They're gonna spawn and you're gonna have an entire squad looking for you, and that's not gonna be good. Eventually they'll find you and kill you and deny you the possibility of helping your team further. So be sneaky, play safe, play smart, and above all, think about things in the long run. If you be sneaky enough, you will eventually steal, for example, the enemy chopper and give a huge advantage to your team. Imagine a team playing with 2 choppers against no chopper, so they completely dominate the air. Think about that. One chopper defending completely safe from enemy fire, and another chopper attacking without having any other chopper to take him down. That's a huge advantage right there. Use it. That's the reason why on Capture the Flag there's no out of bounds on the enemy base. You're supposed to use those things to your advantage, or else the game will not be balanced. It's either gonna be completely raped by one team, or a complete boring clusterfuck where no one gets anywhere. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay and my personal tips regarding this specific type of gameplay, and test it out and tell me if it worked. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and take care. Cheers.